Very good afternoon, students. I am L.K. Tripathi from LPM Public School. Dear children, we shall discuss today about importance of studying the past events. This topic will give us a lot of information about the past event of the country. So let's begin it. History is regarded as the systematic record of past events in the order in which they happened. The motivation for studying history comes from the curiosity to know how our predecessors lived in the past. However, it is in fact about a past that has an extremely significant part to play in shaping our present. We can also say that the study of the past makes us understand who we are, what we are at present, or why we live, think and act the way we do today. By reading history, we gather knowledge about how the modern world has evolved over centuries, following a continuous process of development. No doubt about that, the modern world has evolved over centuries, following continuous process of development. The study of historical parts is also helpful in solving some of the problems we are facing today. For example, history teaches us that wars should be avoided because they have long-lasting harmful effects and are destructive. We also learn from history that a small band of united people can defeat a strong enemy. Furthermore, study of popular practices, ideas, traditions, or institutions help to understand the link between past and present and the changes that these beliefs or practices have undergone over centuries, leading to their present form. Now, the next is chronology of events. It is not possible to understand history unless the events of the past are in a chronological order. The past events are arranged in order of time, that is, events that happened first are followed by event that happened. This order is known as chronology. In fact, the practice of recording historical events in a particular sequence gives us an idea as to how human beings progress from the earliest to the latest stages of civilization. However, a chronology without a certain point of reference is not possible. What is this point of reference that the historians adopt? Historians have unanimously recognized the year of Jesus Christ's birth as the reference point from which dates for all historical events are counted. We refer to the events of the past with BC and CE. BC means before Common Era, means the year before the birth of Jesus Christ. They are counted backwards. For example, 50 BC comes before 49 BC. Similarly, for the years after the birth of Jesus Christ, we use Common Era. These years are counted forwards. For example, C 49 comes before C 50. C is also means Common Era is also sometimes used for indicating the dates of those historical events that took place after the birth of Jesus Christ. Common Era stands for Anno Domini, meaning in the year of the Lord. So 2013 can be written both as Common Era 2013 or AD 2013. Similarly, we can also use BC in place of BC to indicate dates before the birth of Jesus Christ. Timeline. Timeline is the graphical representation of historical events in a chronological order. It looks like a long bar and is used to show events along a period of time. It has events on one side of it and their respective dates on the other side. The importance of geographical factor. Since time immemorial, India has been capturing the attention of the outside world for its unique geographical features. Not surprisingly, people from foreign landscapes coming into India throughout our long history with their distinct socio-cultural identities. The northern part of the subcontinent is occupied by the Himalayan mountain range, which has acted as a natural barrier separating India from the Central Asian countries. At the same time, however, the passes in the mountains have served as natural gateway for the arrival of people from outside, facilitating the intermingling and merger of different ideas, people, traditions, and cultures. Another salient feature of the Indian subcontinent is the vast fertile stage of the Indo-Gangetic plain in the north below the Himalayas. It was around this fertile plain that the first human settlement in this region came into existence. The third major physical feature of the subcontinent is the southern peninsula, separated from the north by the Vindhyan mountain range. This region is full of mountains, river valleys, and plateaus. During the long course of history, this region has evolved its own distinctive identity, lending a great diversity to the cultural configuration of the subcontinent. In ancient times, people used two trade routes to travel across the region. One of these that linked the Hindu Kush mountain range to the mouth of the river Ganga was called the Uttarapath. The other route, which covered the area between Gujarat in the west and Patliputra in the east, was called the Dakshinapath. Though these were primarily trade routes, people used them for other purposes as well. For instance, these routes were used by migrants, monarchs, and military leaders, and spiritual leaders alike to achieve their respective ends. Geographical factors also played a significant part in the way civilizations flourished and declined. The Indus Valley civilization, about which we shall study later, in a noteworthy example, fertile plains on the banks of the river Indus and its tributaries serve as natural means for highly productive agricultural produce, led to the birth of urban centers, thus paved the way for the emergence of different classes of craftspersons and traders. That's all. Next we shall discuss in the next video, that will be the source of history. This topic will give us a lot of information about the source of history in coming time. Tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we shall focus it. Till then, thank you and goodbye.